well grassed, that sandy. It's still not in good shape. So I hope we just keep it in Calabar. It's been a fortress. What we should be concentrating on is pushing funds that way, but to build maybe a Super Eagles retreat there.
Okay, playing on the Abuja pitch, which you say has a few here's and there's. No. Wouldn't that be a plus to the Super Eagles, considering rumors that the Ethiopian pitch is also really bumpy?
It won't be a plus for Super Eagles because the bumpy pitch will favor those who are playing on bumpy pitches week in, week out.
Okay,
that's the Ethiopians. The Super Eagles, on the other hand, are all playing at clubs that have good facilities, travel to other clubs that have good facilities.
All right.
So they're on good pitches week in, week out.
And Yama seems to be in the toppest of his form, if there's any phrase like that. How do you think he'll fare here?
I mean, he's done about, 6 clean sheets in 8. He's not giving much away. He's happy to be back at Lille. He had a bit of a bad patch where he wanted to go away, but now he's stabilized and he's doing well. He's commanding his shirt, and if he can transfer that form, I think the confidence will come. What has to come with him is the form, but then a keeper's form would depend greatly on the defense in front of him. If his defense can, for the first 10-15 minutes, hold out, it lets the keeper grow into the game. He sees more things and gets more confident, and once that happens, we're in good hands. My only fear is that as good as he has become, he still has issues with aerial balls. Float anything across, Yama still has the tendency to flap, but his confidence is high. He's leading from the back, and with regards to him, I think we have a good, well, not exactly, but almost world-class keeper.
Okay. What about, I know there are a lot of expectations for Victor Moses and Shola Amobi. How do you think they'll perform?
Amobi, not too much pressure. I think the most pressure will go to Mikel and Victor Moses, being that right now, Mikel has done the unthinkable and scored in the Premiership. So Nigerians will want him to bring that form here. Moses, his move to Liverpool has given him more playing time. He's fitter, he's quicker, he's raring to go. My only fear is that I hope that, at Chelsea, he was trying to prove himself. He had just moved from Wigan to Chelsea trying to prove himself. I hope he's not complacent now in the national team, being that he has nothing to prove. But if he remains the Victor Moses he's always been, he will always give that extra dimension. He can either take you out wide or take you in that secondary channel, not exactly on the wing, but just on the fringes of the box, where you don't know if he's going to cross or cut in. So that's the extra dimension he gives us. And if he does play to form, then yes, he will be our major threat, major outlet.
Okay. What about the local players that are there?
Umba has not played since Rangers crashed out of the Champions League. We are not sure of his form. We're not sure. But he's saying he's ready to go. The only problem now is that Ogu seems to have grown into that position.
Yeah.
You also have Onazi back. You have Mikel back. So the central midfield is an open, it's a very tight place to try and get a shot. And if, as predicted, Keshi sticks to that 4-2-3-1, it means that there will be space for only 2 proper central midfielders. And that might be Mikel and Onazi. If he does play a straight-out 4-3-3, then there can be space for Umba to sit between Onazi and Mikel and run anchor in the middle. What left to be seen is if his form, due to lack of playing time, will affect him on the pitch. I think that's the major home-based player we have to worry about, because he's the one that is almost part and parcel of the national team. Okay,
let's look at the Ethiopian team. They don't have 2 of their start strikers,
yes.
But how do you think they'll fare, even with those 2 not there?
It will be up to that physical nature, that their tendency to fight for every 50-50 ball. They don't play with that. It's one thing when watching their games that worries me, because I know the Super Eagles can be a tad relaxed on the ball, and they like the extra touch. And when you play with a team that closes down quickly and fights for the extra ball, then you need to keep moving passes quickly to make your space. You move quickly enough, you get your space, you're in trouble.
Usually the Super Eagles, their passes are not that quick.
They are not that quick. And the fear is that the Ethiopians would come back quickly, regroup very quickly, get a lot of players behind the ball. The only thing is that Kedebe, who is that fast outlet, is not there. That's the main advantage. He's that fast outlet, he's not there. But they might find somebody to replace him. You never know. But Super Eagles need to be quick. If they are not, we could have issues. And a team like Ethiopia, if they do get the early goal, then we are in for a very, very nail-biting affair. That I can assure you.
Okay. Just before we go, one question here. Do we have a World Cup team here?
We have even better. We
Better
have a
than the
World Cup
World Cup
squad.
team.
We have a World Cup squad, not even a team. We have a squad. Because the good thing is, even with these 23 players that have gone, there are still others that can still come in and fight for shots and give competition. We've seen now that even Usofa has started working his way back into the squad. You know, that drops out Ike Uche. There's still Kalu Uche. There are a lot of other players on the fringes. Osaze has changed club and found his form again. So we have a squad and we have players we can pick and drop and replace. We even still have options. We have standbys. The selection headache is a good one for any coach, but how well we select now will be the issue. But yes, we do have a World Cup squad right now.
Okay, if you're going to predict the game on Sunday, what would you say?
I'm going by form. Surprisingly, I would say 2-0.
2-0 to the Super Eagles.
Yes.
Okay, not the Ethiopians.
No.
What if it comes the other way?
If it comes the other way, I'd be surprised, but I wouldn't be too surprised. But 2-0, maybe 1-0. If the Ethiopians are going to sneak anything past the Eagles, it has to be very. But I don't see the Ethiopians winning. The best I can see for them is a draw, because the truth is, even though they are motivated, we're equally motivated. What the advantage they have is that we are under pressure. That's all.
Okay, someone asked a question here. It says, did he just say an entourage of 263?
Yes, I did. And that's courtesy of an official press statement. This is not speculation.
Official.
This is not speculation.
Is there a possibility that can be toned down before today's Friday?
My fear is that number might actually go up, not even come down. That's my fear, that it might even go up, because I am surprised that usually they have monitoring committees and all sorts of committees, and I haven't heard of those yet. So that's just my greatest fear. But that aside, if we can focus just on the team, we could have a very good outing. This should be a straightforward 2 wins for us if we don't lose our heads, of course.
Thank you so much, Nnamdi Obanya, sports journalist. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
We're talking about Super Eagles game, but Sunrise Daily will continue in a moment. Don't go away.